Today I want to show you the BreatheLite software for the Trolex XD1 Plus dust monitor. So if you need a copy of the software, you could go to the Trolex website. You go under software and you'll see there's various options, but we're looking for this one, the BreatheLite for the XD1 and the XD1 Plus. You enter your name, company, email, and the serial number is found on the back of the Trolex XD1 on a One Plus on a sticker. So, and then you would hit download and load the software. So I'll go into the software now. This is the BreatheLite software. Now, first I'll start with help because it's nice. They've put a lot of detail in here. This is a bit of a quick start video. I just want to show you the basics of this software, but you can find a lot of detail under this menu under help. So it's like having a little manual built into the software. So anyway, to jump from help, now let's go to devices. I'm going to connect, and you can see I have my demo unit, but I don't have it connected. I'm just going to connect it right now. Just plugged in the cable. It's asking if I want to download the data, so I'll do that. It's going to download all the readings. I've had it running for a little while. I'm not going to look at the data right now, so I'll just close this, and I'm not going to clear the data. But so if I click it now, I've got my dashboard. It will show me the battery voltage. It also has let me know that it's non-compliant. There is a compliance test. There's a very good Trolex video on how to do that. It's basically introducing a dust standard to make sure the unit's working correctly. Um, so I'll just pass on that right now, but there is a good video on that from Trolex. So this compliance test is due now. The Stell and TW alarms, I really haven't had any, but I'll go into settings. So with settings, I have my serial number of this unit, but I do have a this name, so I could change it to um, anything that I might be doing, like grinding something, whatever it would be. So I can put more detail about what the application is and where the who's using it, what they're doing, basically. The units here I can change from micrograms to cubic meters. If you've seen the video on the app, it's very similar to that. Um, there's normal mode, cab mode, or data logging mode. Normal mode is where you would have this, it's probably the standard operating way that it would be used on a person in the breathing zone, measuring dust. And basically, when you charge it, you put it on the person, bring it back, you download it, and when it plugs in, it stops recording basically because it's connected to the computer, and when it's charging, it's not running. So that's the normal mode. It is measuring PM1, PM 2.5, PM 4.25, and PM 10 during that. So if I switch to cab mode, if you had this where you want to mount it into a vehicle and have it running this way, instead of in normal mode, when it's on the USB power, it stops working or like doesn't record. Now it will keep working and it'll keep recording if it's mounted in like a truck cab or a vehicle cab. Now, if power is ever removed for more than 5 minutes, it'll power down after that. The last mode here is data logging mode, and that's where it turns off any of the alarms. It's more like a passive, like it's not going to go into alarm at any point. It's not looking at alarm thresholds or warnings or anything like that. It's just basically data logging. And the unit does data log all four particle sizes at the same time. So normally it'd be a normal mode. So the alarms can be set by a PM size, and this eye here gives you more details, which is kind of nice as well. So it'll give you a brief overview of what this is actually setting. So you can see we have our four particle sizes. This would be if you want it to actually set the alarm. So say if I'm doing PM 2.5, I'm doing a TWA of 8 hours and I can set my threshold. This is 3 milligrams per cubic meter, but it can be set to anything. I can make that up or, change it every way I want to. Anyway, that's all adjustable. The Stell is set to 15 minutes, um, which is normally for Stell, but I mean, you may want to change that. Log rate goes from 10, as fast as 10 seconds up to, I believe it's 60 seconds. So every 1 minute. Um, so anyway, that's see if it stops here. Yeah, 60 seconds. And this would be if, so basically, if it's on for 60 seconds, that's considered a shift. If you turn it on and you're just messing around with it for for well, less than a minute, then it doesn't actually record anything. So this would be, you could say, oh, I want to set this for 15 minutes. I want to kind of mess around, and it won't consider it a real event, basically. And I can download the newest version of this firmware. So whatever I've changed, I would hit save now, and that would be accepted by the unit. I can go back to the dashboard and and now I may not have much in here because so if I go from settings to alarms, there's really no alarms at this point. We just set it up basically. So we'd want to take this out now and use it in the field and bring it back and then look at this data when it comes back. The so again, I have no events, or this is from the past, basically some stuff tests and stuff like that. Shift summaries that would again come into more play if once you've used it for real shifts in the field. Um, if I have multiple units hooked up here, then I can use this and add new devices to add them into the list. And if I go to real or live readings, I can do that now. And I can tell it to start. And I can get my live 2.5 p.m. or PM 2.5 readings. It's going to start calculating STEL and TWA as well. One thing, so I had set that at the data logging to 60 seconds. So every 1 minute, it's going to data log, and it's looking at the other particle sizes like 1, 4.25, and 10 every 60 seconds and logging it. But when you have it set to like whatever one it's set to for alarms, the 2.5 in this case, it's actually looking at it every second and basically calculating all this every 1 second as it's doing it. So I don't have very many particles in the room right now. So, but it would give you like a live trend here as it's going on. And this data analysis, that's getting into more. Once you have some recordings, you can look at the PM size. You can look at do a line or scatter plot and check the dates. You'll see down here that I can view a graph, or I can export to Excel. If you export to Excel, you get all the PM sizes and stels and things like that into an Excel type of file. And yeah, settings. This is pretty much just for automatic firmware updates and device discovery. So it's a very quick overview, but I really like that they have a lot of help details built in there. And yeah, that's the basics on the software for now.